Good day. Thank you for joining me for this week's episode of Talking with Tess. I'm Tess. Today we explore and discuss ethical dilemmas and faux pas with technology. Our topics include bullying, new issues for texting, and social media. To begin, our first story comes from recent news where Monica Lewinsky and Ashley Judd spoke out against cyberbullying. With text messages, Twitter, Facebook, and mobile access to pretty much every form of communication, cyberbullying has become more of an issue over the past several years. An individual can harass someone while staying anonymous and with the touch of a finger. Typing or texting words is easier than verbalizing them to the victim. It almost makes being mean easier. The Work to Halt Online Abuse organization found that women reported 72.5% of online harassment. Even the CEO of Twitter, Dick Costolo, admits Twitter has not dealt appropriately with internet trolls and abuse. This week, Ashley Judd spoke out against what she called gender violence for her simple remarks about her favorite college basketball team and their opponent playing dirty. A comment I am sure is constantly on ESPN among men, received several gender-based threats towards Ashley Judd via Twitter. Later in the week, Monica Lewinsky gave a TED Talk regarding her issues with internet bullying and called for a cultural revolution in the online community. So what about the laws in bullying? When is harassment and what can we do about it? Right now, there's no federal law against cyberbullying. However, most states include some form of cyberbullying in their codes for harassment. Tennessee state law, Criminal Statute 39-17-308, under harassment, describes a person commits an offense who intentionally threatens by telephone, in writing, or by electronic communication. So what do we do about cyberbullying? Here are some tips. Know your state harassment and bullying laws. File a report. Understand school policy. For example, all Tennessee public schools require that every school district have a policy prohibiting bullying and harassment, as well as procedures for investigating reports of bullying and harassment. Document. Don't engage with the bully. Block the bully. Report to the organization such as Twitter, Facebook, or an online forum. Our next story involves texting and mental health. So we see many organizations utilize text messaging for services. CVS texts you when your prescription is ready. You can vote for your favorite American Idol contestant via text messaging. You can start an argument with your partner via text while you sit in a meeting. You can have updates sent to you about March Madness. And now you can receive crisis intervention. Recently, New York City has begun a pilot program called NYC Teen Text for teenagers to receive mental health services through their cell phones. This program can reach teenagers right in the moment and right when scary thoughts and feelings occur, instead of a teen trying to make an appointment or take the initiative to walk to the counselor's office. We know teens may feel more comfortable texting, so these programs may be more effective and efficient. However, there could be some issues. How does the texting counselor communicate empathy and that they are actively listening? These are skills we learn as counselors, and through text messaging, it's unclear how we can provide those skill sets. Meaning can be lost in a text, making it difficult for the counselor to fully understand the severity of an issue and make the appropriate assessment. There could be issues with tracking someone down if they are in danger. If an individual discloses they are going to harm themselves, how quick can local authorities find them with only the cell phone number? There's no follow-up and no way to check and see if the teen is doing better or followed up on referrals. So somebody could text you and say they're in danger. You could de-escalate them, give them referrals, but there's no way to see if that individual really followed up with it. It's harder to rule out malingering, and we don't know how much about how the program would rule out teens who may abuse it. And of course, there's privacy. That is always a big issue. John Draper, the director of National Suicide Prevention Hotline, stated, "We use encrypted messages and store all the information in secure databases. However, we know nothing electronic can be entirely protected, and individuals who use these services should be aware of this. HIPAA has special protections for now the new electronic health records, and I'm just curious if these protections would be considered when utilizing text messages for crisis intervention. And of course, there's future implications regarding this new use of technology. The possibility of increased use of technology for better access to services, that's great. Thinking about telemedicine and e-therapy, this will also include privacy issues and reimbursement issues as well. Also, what will this mean for training counselors and other healthcare providers to utilize technology? Does this require a completely different set of skills? I would think so. So, tips to avoid possible ethical issues. If you are a provider, please check professional organizations and licensing boards to ensure the use of technology is addressed in their code of ethics. Also, I would suggest consulting legal counsel before providing any online platform for service and care. And if you are a teen or an individual using text messaging for crisis intervention and outreach, please be aware of the privacy policies. And finally, wrapping up this edition of Talking with Tess, we come to our final discussion topic: the Facebook, data collection, and privacy. You know the saying, be careful what you wish for? Well, be careful what you like. Whenever you hit the simple like button on the Facebook, someone is watching somewhere, somehow. Liking something in the FB can have many consequences, good and bad. We've seen this in previous news stories with people and their employers. Facebook also collects information on you. Remember their psychological experiment on emotional contagion? Facebook justified this experiment, noting that it was to provide better service. And actually, users of Facebook consented to their information being used for internal operations through the Facebook's terms of use policy. And don't even get me started on advertising. Here's what Facebook says about advertising. We want our advertising to be as relevant and interesting as the other information you find on our services. With this in mind, we use all of the information we have about you to show you relevant ads. This is actually in the Facebook's privacy use policy. So, here are some tips, users of Facebook. First, actually read your privacy rights. For example, if you like or comment on someone else's post or picture and they are sharing it publicly, then your comment is also shared. Even if you have your profile set to only friends, when you like something, if that person is sharing it with their friends or publicly, those people will see it. So it's not really private. Even when using apps or other services provided through Facebook, think about signing into your Pinterest account through Facebook. You are sharing information with a third party, and you have to consider their privacy rights. You also need to check your settings. Facebook has this wonderful thing where you can see what the public will see, so check that out. Before posting anything, ask yourself what your employer may think. Stop and think before you like or comment on anything. So thank you all for tuning in. Join me next week with a special sports edition of Talking with Tess, where I will review the NCAA championship and all the tournament gossip. Till next time.